So hey guys, I've got my coffee here and I worked out what I spent in a whole month in London. So it's the 27th of April, so I get paid on the 25th. So I did pretty much what I spent in April. Oh my gosh, we're almost in May. What the hell? Yeah, so this is what I spent in April. So I pretty much wrote everything down every time I bought something on my notes, so I could remember what I was buying instead of if it's like Sainsbury's come up, I'm like, what did I buy at Sainsbury's? So I'll break down the logistics. So rent is £905. I actually have a really good deal with my rent where I live. You should expect to pay £1,200 per room, £1,200, £300, £1,300. So I'm really lucky there. That's why I have stayed where I live. It's not the nicest place, but I am someone who would rather spend less on rent and use that money to travel. So rent's £905, groceries £390.50. I will say, compared to Australia and New Zealand, groceries are cheaper in the UK, definitely, but I am very disciplined and I always do my shopping at Lidl because there's a significant difference in price. And I eat a lot because I go to the gym and I like to eat really healthy. I like to eat steak. I like to have really fresh berries every morning because, you know, like, I love to have nice fresh produce. I love to eat healthy. So groceries were £390. The tube was £168, which isn't too bad. I used to spend £250 on travel when I worked in Richmond at my old job, and I was in the office every day, and that honestly like killed me because there was just like no way around saving money on travel. Even though the transport system is amazing in London, it does cost, and I try to walk a lot of places. And in summer, I walk to the gym. It's about 40 minutes, but it does save me money. Also, if you're coming to London, I only found this out 2 years in, buy a rail card, because with the rail card, you can then link it to an Oyster card. And then when you travel on off-peak times, so not rush hour, so not 6 a.m. till 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. till 7 p.m. Those times it's £2.90 flat fee to go on the tube. And then if you travel on off-peak time, it's £1.85. And that really does make a difference. Every time I travel off-peak, I'm like, okay, I've saved £3, I can go buy a coffee. So yeah, that is a tip that only someone told me when I got my new job, and I was like, oh my gosh. Also the rail card, if you travel a lot in the UK with trains, so I went up to Scotland and I got like £10 saved off my total train fare. So yeah, a rail card. I get a 26-year-old to 30-year-old rail card. It was like, I think £50, and it's valid for a year, so it's well worth it, especially for the off-peak trains, tubes. Honestly, after a while it does add up. Okay, so cosmetics, £73. This varies if I'm doing a big skincare haul or I'm having to order a lot of stuff for my hair care. It can be anywhere from £200 to like £100 to £200. So this month I bought my Bougie shampoo and conditioner, and that was like £53, and some rosemary oil from Boots. So yeah, cameras, £96. So every month I do spend quite a lot on tech, whether that's hard drives, whether it's upgrading my gear. So this month I bought a new lens for my little vlogging camera, so that was £50. I bought a new lens filter for this camera, that was £40. I also bought a little adapter for my microphone, that was £6. So then again, technology, £100. Coffees, this is out getting coffees either here in the park, cheers, or I tend to get coffees with my girlfriends a lot in the week when I'm at work. That was £27. Eating out, so this is Joe and the Juice in acai bowl. So I went to a running club, I bought an acai bowl, was £8. And I went to Joe and the Juice when I went and stayed at my friend's house, Isabella, and I went and got like a sandwich, a smoothie and a coffee. It was like £27, and I did that twice. That is very unlike me, but I was going to see her to like comfort her, be a good friend. She's going through a breakup, so you know, I went out and bought food because I was hungry. But I will say I am very disciplined on not eating out in London. I never go to restaurants. I never like buy sushi here and there and stuff. Like, I'm always taking packed lunches to work. I'm always making food at home. If I go to the gym, I come home, I make food, then I go out. Like, just going out and buying poke bowls and sushi and big meals out, like it's £30 just for the meal, and it's like you do that a couple of times, it's £100. So if you really want to try like cut cost, I've always done this when I've been living abroad, is just making your food at home and then going out and doing your event as well. I like to eat really healthy, so I do like making my food at home so I know what's going in it, and if I'm tracking my macros, and then I can see, you know, I've got enough protein and stuff like that. So yeah, eating out is gonna kill your wallet if you come to London. Phone, £20. So not this phone, this phone. This is just credit, calling, texting, data. Household essentials. This was just like cleaning products, £11. Alcohol, £34.50. This is actually buying bottles of alcohol. I sound like an alcoholic. But when I make my cocktails at home, so I buy my alcohol from Lidl, and so that's like 3 bottles of vodka. I went through 3 bottles of vodka in a month. Oh my gosh. But again, drinking out in London, you're paying at least £15 for a cocktail, and you're not going for one cocktail, you're going to have 3 or 4. That's £100. So I do make my cocktails a lot at home. One, because I make them so much better than a lot of the places in London. 2, to save money. Again, I don't drink beer or wine. I'm only a cocktails girl or spirits girl, so it is expensive for me to go out and drink. So I do love to just have cocktails at my house, pre-drink, and then go out and only buy maybe 1 or 2 drinks. Because yeah, going out and buying drinks will kill your wallet in London. Also, I don't really go out a lot. I'm saving all my money to travel. Entertainment. So this was, I went out to Tobias. It was a concert, like a little party. It was £28. I got the tube there, coat check, I got 2 drinks and the ticket. So yeah, keeping it cheap. Also, that was like the best event ever. You don't have to spend a lot of money to have really fun nights out in London. Also, if you're a girl, you can go do all the Mayfair clubs, but I did that when I first got here, and honestly, it's not all that it's made out to be. You get like, you have to be there till like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, and like it's really good to like do, but like it's not something I would reoccurring do, because you just don't meet you just meet really like pretentious people there. You don't meet vibey people, you meet really fake people at those events. So it's nice to go and do it and like see the club, but I've only ever been back to them, like I've only done them once, done the club, yeah. Supplements. So I never ever skimp on my supplements, and so bone broth, protein powder and protein bars was £148. I put so much money into my health, and I know that it will reflect in how I feel and how I look, so it does kill me to spend this money, but then I'm always like, it's an investment. Subscriptions, £25. So Apple storage, that's for both my phones, so that's £10 each, and then I also have an app called Captions, and that's £6. And the gym is £100. And then Scotland, I just did the total, was £342. A breakdown, my train tickets were £80. I did buy this last minute, 5 days, and my hostel was £90. The rest was mainly food. It was the majority food, and also I only had 1 dinner out and an espresso martini. That was £35. Oh, the first night I had a burger, but it was so bad. It was £15. And then the rest, I was just buying coffees out, and then I would just go to M&S and buy sushi. 2 boxes of sushi was like £12, and then an apple juice was like £15. I would just have that every day for lunch, and breakfast I would have a coffee and maybe a little pastry. When you're traveling, I find you really need to like cut costs somewhere, and mine is usually like not eating out all the time. So yeah, the total of all that £2,437 and 50 cents. So that is a lot, and it's crazy to me to think, you know, that's what I spend. And I know a lot of people spend a lot more than that who earn a lot more. So my income is my salary. I also have freelancer clients that I do social media work for. Sometimes I get freelancing projects for photography, videography, and now also I'm making money through my social media, through brand deals, and yeah, so I have quite a few streams of income, because you need that in London. You cannot rely on just a salary, otherwise you will hate it here. If it's my only bit of advice, if you're moving to London, is be prepared to work so hard here, because everyone has 2, 3, 4 jobs, because it's just an expensive city to live in. But it's extremely rewarding. My social media is starting to take off, and I think that would have never ever really happened if I hadn't been out of my comfort zone. And I was at a crossroads where I was about to leave London, and I told myself my biggest regret would be I didn't pursue my social media. And so this time last year I told myself I'm going to post every day, don't care what people say. I never cared what people said, but I said I'm going to make this a full-time job. So I made social media my full-time job as well as working full-time, because I said it's not going to grow unless I make it a full-time job. So that's my breakdown of what I spend in London. I really hope that's helpful. Someone commented on my YouTube vlog to do one of these, and I think it's really insightful, because I feel like also the wages in London do not match the cost of living here. And when I first came to London, my salary was my starting junior salary that I was in Australia, but I had 3 years experience in marketing. But when I got to London, I was on my starting salary that I was in Australia, and I knew nothing about marketing. So just to put that into context, if you work in finance, lawyer, tech and sales, you can make a lot of money in London and you'll be fine. Marketing, advertising, PR is very competitive to get a job, and working in hospitality is grim because the pay is horrendous. No tipping here or anything, so there's no even incentive to want to work hard in hospitality. So yeah, I really hope that helps. And if you guys liked these kind of breakdown videos, comment below. But I'm gonna leave the vlog off here. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.